Hello, I'm the man with many fears, Eric Connor, coming to you live from beautiful downtown Burbank. And I'm going to admit something. I might be the last dog to the bull on Netflix's Daredevil. Despite my bona fides as a Marvel nut, despite my regular presence on the Marvel Movie Talk and Geekscape Book Club, despite owning, like this collectible and this old or Iron Man and even got this giant man at a Comic-Con for way too much money. Please don't tell my wife. Uh, I somehow missed this show during its initial run. I'm not sure how, but a couple of months ago, the Honorable Matt Calley asked if I wanted to cover Daredevil. And over these last few weeks, I have been binging. I have witnessed so much blood, so many broken bones, and a surprising high amount of grunting. Who knew it'd be the perfect escapism for 2025? I also caught up with what might be the best Marvel related TV show since Japanese Spider-Man, with two of the most vivid performances anywhere in the MCU, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Garrett Briones already did a fabulous recap of Daredevil. In fact, check it out. I'd point to where on the screen it is. I have no idea. Anyway, go find it. It's on the Geekscape network. So consider this a super quick primer of the key players from the previous series who are showing up in Daredevil Born Again. And there's no spoilers, I promise. I'll leave that to the miscreant sewer rats over at Marvel Movie Talk. So let's start with Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. He lost his sight as a kid, but his other senses went through the roof. His dad was a boxer, but then he died when he refused to throw a fight. He was killed. We discovered, by the way, his mom was none other than a nun, played by Joanne Whalley Kilmer. Along the way, Punisher shot him in the head, but like all good friends, they got past it. Daredevil almost died at the end of Defenders, but of course came back, though he did forget to mention that to his best friends. One running theme about Matt Murdock, Esquire, beyond breaking a lot of bones and often getting beaten up himself within an inch of his life, is that he is always wrestling with his duality. Is he Matt? Is he Daredevil? Can he be both? And how can that face of his still be so damn handsome after all the pummelings? Foggy Nelson. The Marvel Cinematic and TV universe have given us lots of great duos. Peter and Ned, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and of course Madison and Wong. Nelson Murdock, they are the ultimate couple. Best friends since college days, or maybe it was grad school. They forego bigger corporate jobs to be Hell's Kitchen's most honest legal defenders. Not that it's been easy for Foggy. Being best friends with a masked vigilante is no easy feat. It tests their friendship, their bond all the time. He did get shot in season 3, which I haven't been shot, but I hear it doesn't feel great. But as Born Again begins, they are back in the saddle again. Foggy, in fact, is looking slim, trim, and ready to skim, whatever that means. Karen Paige, she was originally a secretary in season 1 for Union Allied, and she was saved by Daredevil. Karen wound up joining up with Nelson and Murdock as their office manager. She's got her own dark past. She was a small town girl, got into drugs, had a sleazy ex-boyfriend. Her brother tried to intervene, resulting in his almost getting killed by the said sleazy boyfriend. Unfortunately, Karen then took advantage of getting her brother fully killed when she crashed her car while driving away. At her grieving father's behest, she left town and moved to the big city. She is often in the crosshairs of nefarious folk. Yeah, Daredevil saves her a lot, but really what's cool about Karen, she saves herself. At first glance in season 1, it seemed that her and Foggy were going to get together, but anyone who's read the comics knows Karen is, well, Matt's lady. Though their burgeoning romance in the TV show got cut short thanks to the return of Daredevil's old flame, Elektra. Wilson Fisk, also known as Kingpin. He's the big heavy, though apparently he shared some Ozempic with Foggy and got a little slimmer for Born Again. A Kingpin rules Hell's Kitchen with a fatty iron fist. As a child, well, he killed his own father to protect his mom. And that protective side presents itself when he meets the love of his life in season 1, Vanessa. End of season 1, Daredevil did spare Kingpin's life and got him sent to jail for, well, I guess a variety of murders. He eventually squealed to the feds to get his sentence reduced. He also got moved into basically a townhouse that is, I guess, for white collar criminals. And eventually his case did get dismissed, mostly so he could be reunited with Vanessa. End of season 3, he does get arrested again, as does Vanessa. Along the way, after season 3, though, we had him appear in Hawkeye, where he reunited with his protege Echo, who shot him point blank in the head. It's hard being a parent. Of course, he survived. When he confronts Echo in her show, She used her new powers now to make him feel the pain of all his past sins. Inspired, maybe he's turning over a new leaf. He's now running for mayor.
Mayor! Now that's a good idea. I could run for mayor.
That's where Born Again begins. But in America, we all know convicted felons can never get elected to office. Vanessa initially ran an art gallery, but Wilson's meaty charms won her over. He can be quite romantic when he's not beheading guys with car doors. End of season 1, Wilson's arrested, and he sends Vanessa to Europe for her own protection. The lovers were eventually reunited in season 3, but she's changed. She goes from being Carmela Soprano to Livia Soprano, Tony's mom. She wants in the business. Well, season 3 ends with her being arrested along with Wilson, but we all know nobody stays in jail in the MCU or really any comic. At the start of the new season, Vanessa has been keeping Fisk's business not only alive but thriving while he tries to enter the much more reputable business of politics. Dex or Bullseye. So this probably one of the best villain arcs we've seen in the MCU. Dex started off as a federal agent with a remarkable ability to never miss his target. After saving Kingpin's life, Mr. Fisk takes an interest in Dex, eventually seducing him to the dark side when learning about Dex's own dark backstory, which he killed his little league coach. In Dex's hands, any object can be a weapon. He never misses. So he was an all too willing assassin and a very effective one at that for Kingpin, disguising himself as Daredevil to get Matt into more trouble. Eventually, though, Kingpin pushed his luck, killing Dex's unrequited crush in a misguided attempt to keep him loyal. Well, he found out in the finale of season 3, saw a standoff between Bullseye, Kingpin, and Daredevil. Wilson breaks Dex's back.
Put him in a camel clutch, break his back, and then his make him humble.
Though at the end of the episode, we see Dex in surgery coming to with a glowing Bullseye appearing in his cornea. The last character of note, I'd say, is Hell's Kitchen. So in New York City nowadays, it might be called Clinton or Midtown West. However, this is the Hell's Kitchen of yesteryear. This is a place where the warriors could come out and play. Yay. It's dirty, it's gritty, it's a devilish good place to get mugged or attacked. Hopefully the rents are still low in this version of the universe. So I think that's it. There's this character we don't really know yet, and a Gandolfini pops up. But these characters I mentioned here are the OG Guard, the ones from the original Daredevil show, and of course they popped up in other shows like The Defenders. So I feel like with this and Garrett's videos, which again I really think you need to watch, I think you're ready to take a trip to Hell's Kitchen and dance with the Daredevil. Thanks for watching or listening or whatever you're doing with this video. I won't ask.